Good evening, and what's good, my people? How's everything going? Sorry for the interruptions. Like always, when you have the little issues, you correct them. It's that simple. But nonetheless, the stream has to go on. Thank for those that is watching live right now or will be watching very shortly. As you could tell, today's description, we'll deal with African education in imperialistic schools. And normally this is a regular general talk to open up a more bigger issue. For those that are watching or the first time that's watching the stream, always like I always say for every video I do, you must comment. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe and always give a like to the video. No, we're streaming now. If you come into the door, I would appreciate if you hit the like button a bit. You know what I'm saying? Let the algorithm go wild and let this message be spread throughout the streams in the YouTube world. So, I like to see my stuff be circulating. I do this not for the sake of, popular, but just for the information alone, just to inform and hopefully to educate enough for people that would go back to playback. I see one person's on the stream. What's up, woman therapist? Hello. Oh, and one other thing, as y'all know, I do have a Cash App now for those who want to donate to the show or give whatever they can. I appreciate if y'all do, because, with such information we don't put to waste, everything takes time, energy. Why I do, and like always, we always want the real rewards what we do, what I'm saying? As you look at all many other streams, everybody does everything. And we do this sake of our hearts and time, energy, and it does take work, unfortunately. And I think most content creators throughout YouTube, this is how they show their work. I think with myself, doing the best what I can to show what works I do on here. And in time, my works will be rewarded one way or the other. I see it. I won't see how far it will go now, but in the future, it is going to show reflections. I'm hoping this will inspire people to do better, to inform themselves, and maybe go as far as save their lives. But nonetheless, I'm hoping this will create a sense of change in the minds and hearts of people, especially us as race people. So, like I said, the Cash App's there. Please hit the link if you can. Hello, JV Desling. How are you doing? I know you're on the other show, JV. Keep doing your thing, sweetie. And let me see the clock now. I don't know if I want to give people a little bit more time. Should I go into this little discussion? Or should we wait another 2 minutes? Anybody that's still active in the chat room? Oh, don't forget that the link too. Okay. I was waiting for people to give a comment if they want me to start now. And JV, I might give you the link. Depending if you're still around, if you want to give your 2 cents on this. Hold on. Yeah, anytime I'll give the link. Let me just go for my dissertation. But to all that's still active in the chat room, do y'all want me to start this discussion now? Or should we wait another minute too? And it look like I'm sounding clear on my end, so we'll probably wait. Okay. I got 2 people. One person I should wait, but 2 other people want me to start, and I don't want to hold the time on woman therapists. So this is what I'm gonna do. Since oh yeah, okay, people, I'll start. And like always, the cash upstairs. But let's begin. Move my mic around. African education and imperialistic schools. We're going to have to bring it to an end, but we have to understand manhood and its relationships. Manhood is also related to generosity. In order for a man to be generous, he must accumulate, he must have something to give away. He must be trained then to get things. He cannot be trained to be a dependent. He must be trained towards independence. When you see my book on the education of the Black children, you're going to see a whole list of cognitive styles that have been made to characterize Black children. These are some of the reasons they have so much trouble in this educational system. You must understand that the imperialist mind operates on a very different set of values than the subject mind. One of the major reasons we have problems in these schools is that we are in schools designed by imperialistics for imperialistics, and we are subject people in them. Let me read that again for y'all, so y'all get it, understand. One of the major reasons we have problems in these schools is that we are in a school designed by imperialists for imperialistics, and we are subject people in them. Now, should we go in the definition of what an imperialistic is? To those who know, I don't know. We could look it up right now, know what this word imperialistic is. Should we? And as I wait, as people come in, please hit the like button. Okay. Someone's saying yes. So we're going to look up now. Let me see if I can pull up my screen. All right. Let me get on my other side. 1 second. I'm going to do this now. We're going to Wikipedia this. No, we could use definition, but Wikipedia will be our best tool as I pull up. And we could probably try some other encyclopedias, but we're not going to go by word, but we're just going to stop for a second to look what an imperialistic is. Because mind you, this is a thinking channel, people. Okay. And I will share my screen in a few seconds as I type out the word. All right. Let's see what pulls up. there's a word called imperialism, but that's what I don't want. So let me open up another screen because the man used imperialistic. So okay. All right, here it is. And I will share my screen. Okay. So let me share my screen now for those that will see this. Give me a second. As I work my way around this. It's going to take a second for it to show it. Okay. My screen is shared now. And it shows here imperialistic. And I might have to imperialistic is a person who supports or practice imperialism. Get it? That's the definition of it. And we can go to the history of imperialism, but actually we're not to go to history because everybody is aware what imperialism. This is what we were under as race people for centuries. So when the brother said that these schools are designed to support imperialists, that's what's meant for. You are supported, and your curriculum is created by someone that controls you, not just your physical body, but your mind. And this is the definition of imperialism. And if we go to the Wikipedia definition, which I did earlier, imperialism is a policy or ideology or extended a nation's rule over foreign nations, often by military force or by gaining political and economic control of other areas. Imperialism was both normal and common worldwide throughout record history. The earliest examples dating from the mid-3rd millennium BC diminished only in the 20th century. In recent times, it has been considered morally reprehensible and prohibited by international law. Therefore, the term in use in international propaganda to denounce an opponent foreign policy. And the term can be applied to colonization of the American between the 15th and 19th century, as opposed to new imperialism, which describes the expansion of Western powers and Japan during late 19th and early 20th century. However, both are examples of imperialism. We stop right there. Let me stop sharing. So as you can see, that's what imperialism is. You get me? So let's continue on. We cannot fathom the kind of thinking that is projected in those schools. We cannot fathom why they teach what they teach or why they teach it the way they teach it. We don't see in any way it being related to where we are and where we must to go. It is not. Those schools are designed to maintain their dominance, and that dominance must be maintained by practical ways of what? Thinking related to each other, and particularly ways of seeing the world. Now, unless you intend to be an imperialist yourself or remove imperialists, then the thought, style, and approach they are teaching in these schools make no sense, and you will have difficulties learning and developing them. That's a major part of the problem. Do you get me? Y'all follow me? And one thing is said that people don't pay attention about imperialism. It's not because you're colonized physically by military force, but it's to remain and keep your subjugation within this dominant system, your dominance. That is the importance of imperialistic and how school is designed to maintain the order. Let's continue. Why am I learning mathematics? Why should I learn to understand English very well? Which, let me stop right here. And JV, you speak, I think you speak a little Creole. As y'all know, I have this so-called English accent. And for reasons. Because people think I'm a foreigner. Well, actually, I'm here, born, raised in the United States. I be around people, especially those that speak what I speak now. Do you get me? But nonetheless, most Americans, they do speak what we call the Queen's language, which is English, or the King or Queen's language, we want to call it. But we do not really understand this language. And if y'all will recall from last week's stream I did, one of the issues we had was what? Ebonics. And it should be a major language. Now, mind you, I had good fellow YouTubers here on here. We're going back and forth of the importance and disimportance of this word Ebonics. But I know there was studies done by other professions that are Black in this country, and from other white academics said that Ebonics is important and it should be taught. Why? Because Black people entirely do not speak English. What we do, we take the language that was forced on us and made it a way so we could understand it. I'm not saying you should not master it, but we got to take the same language and manipulate it to make a new form of slang dialect so we can understand it. Because if you follow the English language can confuse you if you're not careful. It's coded language. Sometimes the sentence you write can be long drawn, which you could lose the essence of what the person is saying, the thought itself, because it's designed for confusion and control. And not only that, English don't have no tone. And I talked to a good brother that speaks a Ghanaian language, I don't know if it's Igbo or whatever tree. He said it when you talk in this language, the vibration that comes out of your tongue is not frequency to your innate spiritual and your natural way of living, especially you as a man or woman. But they force this language across the whole globe. Why? Because it shows not only dominance, but control. And it's coded too. Because a lot of people have never grasped and mastered the English language. Do you get me? So let me continue. You don't see it now. You don't see the power of the word, how the word is used in thinking, how the word is used by others, so that you can discern deception from truth and so forth. You're learning this not because you're trying to be like white folks. That's the last person you want to be like. Not simply because you're trying to get a job, but because it is very part of your capacity to defend yourself. So you must understand to understand this language. And this is why I'm a proponent, and I don't care what anybody says, that Black people, especially in the West, should learn as many languages possible, but they should have a language of their own, and everything else that they learn should be secondhand. So if you are American, Black man, Black woman, which you are the original Americans, regardless if you brought from Africa or you're here, indigenous, whatever you want to label yourself, you should have a language of your own. Now, Ebonic is the language that is created here for the American Black man, Black woman. That should be the number one language. And understand the real English language should be second. Because every other foreign comes here, they don't speak English. Hypothetically, people that are of Spanish descent, they don't speak English off the bat. They speak what? Spanish, Portuguese. Same for people that come from Dominican Republic or Haiti, especially Haiti. They speak what? Creole, which is a mixture, a combination of like the dialect of French and some African dialects put in one. And JV, if you want to correct me, please do. I don't speak Creole. So, like I said, the English language should be the second form of language. Everything else that you're bred here, that you were taught, or if you have people that's down south that speak, let's say the Ebonics, you should understand it. You should master it. Matter of fact, you should get a book on it because it's not going to be taught in schools. Why? Because it's when you teach somebody, especially people that are African descent, ADOS, their actual language that they created, now you unravel the code because language can be dangerous. Because now, if you understand language, no one else can understand, you're easy to move around in your own culture amongst your group, your tribe, while people know your language. Do you get me? Good. Let's continue. All right. If you can't understand intent behind a word, motivation behind a word, how a word is being used to manipulate consciousness and so forth, you will be victimized by those words. Consequently, you learn English and the other stuff as a way of self-defense and as a way of moving oneself out from under domination. Hold on a second. One second, let me make sure my YouTube's still functioning. Oh, damn. Okay, I think it's working now. All right, good. This is what it's about. You'll see that the imperialist mind and representative throughout the very structure of the school themselves, all the way through, they are represent in a very thought style of the white middle class in contrast to the black middle class, and it's particular to the black lower sub-economic class. So you will get these differentiations. Different initiations, being analytical thinking and the other being rational thinking. I don't have time to fully explain this today. You'll see while one succeeds in school and the other one drops out. And one other thing I'm gonna do, because I should do this earlier. Almost at the end of this. All right. And one more. All right. So let me continue. Okay. These people have got it all, figured it out. Look in Johnson Halley Bernson's book about the black child. Look at how they show the analytic thinkers with high IQs, high success in school, and so forth. The analytical thinkers hide information, and so forth. The relations thinkers or rational thinkers, trouble in school. The rational thinker, low information, dropout, behavior problem, and the whole range. Yet, if you look at the nature of domination, you will see that very thought style is inculated by the very structure and nature of domination itself. You'll see how it's built in. That's why you got to be conscious of it, or you'll identify it with Negro culture. That's the way we think. We intuitive. Yes, we are intuitive, but we are more than intuitive or intuitive. We are intuitive plus we're spiritual. Ah, so you can't leave the spirit out of anything because we are spiritual people. And that's one of the issues you have with a lot of people say, not only they got your mind, but they also control the thing that holds weight with the religion, your spirituality. They had to corrupt it and give you this false illusion spirituality, which is either Jesus, Allah, all this nonsense to fill you up and make you be more dunce than you are now. You know what I'm saying? So hold on a second. Let me see what this is. All right, we continue. Sorry about that. Let me see, where was I? Okay. Yes, we are spiritual, but we are also analytical. Some of us want to back off and say, well, to be African is to be spiritual, to be intuitive, to be emotional. Come on now. You got more than that in our heads, and you have to use both of them for survival. And you have to learn which side is appropriate under what consciousness or circumstance. You can't hide behind African intuitiveness while you're being destroyed. If it's necessary for us to learn how to think analytically, we must learn the style of thinking. Does it mean giving up African intuition? Not at all. It means adding or unto our intuition and becoming more powerful than all of the other one-sided people in the world. Thus, a combine and a develop into a biomodel, both sides of the head kind of person, as against the one-sided white man and the one-sided other man there. You'll see these styles are built right in impulsive styles against the reflective styles, one that takes time and thinks, the others that just give you the first answer that comes into their heads. This is what it's all about. I'll stop there. One thing you must understand about this education nonsense, and we've been saying this as a people about what's wrong with the youth, why they can't prosper, why they can't move forward. I tell you why, because you're still giving them to your natural born enemy that you complain about every day. The American school system is an imperialistic school system that controls and keeps the thinking of people. And you know, it's not what BGS been saying in his videos for a while, or any other person, content creator, been saying this. I've been knowing this for years. And even with Omar Johnson trying to say he's trying to build a school now to correct this thing with the thinking, he really wants to get in the minds of the youth to get rid of that imperialist mindset. Because you got to understand this and where education is really going. And I'm going to open this up. The Common Core or any of this education that you see put forth, the game has not changed. The only thing they do, like any system, they upgrade the control mentally with the school system. And why I say it's because we as people, regardless if we have the money or we come together, wherever, we are not making the conscious effort to say we are going to really take control of our children's minds. And that is have a school or create curriculum so it makes them more than just be regular people, but thinking people that could sit there, be competitive, and like the book said, take power again. Because you live in a competitive world. Send your children into the same institution you don't control with the same curriculum that you've been taught, they will upgrade. You're going to find yourself in the same mentality like all these other Negroes out here. We got Negroes out here right now that talk a lot of stuff out their mouth, but don't even make the conscious effort to pick up a goddamn book. Out here that has the same talking points, but not really researching where these talking points actually come from. And our youth watch this. They pay attention to this. They see this. Do you get me? So when these people tell us that they want actual change, they're lying. And why I say they're lying? Because they want to continue the assimilation process. They want to be comfortable in their so-called, or not, they want to be comfortable in the oppression that they are in now. Systematically, mind you. It gets so bad with the mindset out here now that these dudes even have to think where they don't want what's rightfully owed, which is the reparations part. And I watched the video of this particular Caucasoid reading how much that is owed to the ADOS people here in this country, which 17 trillion is quite a lot, but it is a start. But and the funny thing, they're going to try to divide it over 38 million, which they forgot there's close to almost 50 million people, ADS people in this country. The last time I checked, or actually 38 million might be the so-called ADOS people in this country, and the other 5 million, and I say 5 million, could be people that are black, but they're not from this country. So when she did that analysis and said break up how much ADOS people, I'm now concluding that she's talking about people that are actual descendants of slave. And mind you, they only run numbers what is the total black people population in this country. And let's say if it's not even close to 50 million, 38 somewhat might make sense. I still question numbers because we're not doing numbers crunching. We're not doing these what's the word? Doing the check ourselves, creating our own census to how much actually black people that's here for centuries here. We're going by other people's word, which is another form. This is me. When we do out here, it's really laziness because it's like these dudes that run their mouth, but they're not really fact checking. My thing is this, that we're not careful as collective. Not only are we not careful, but we're lazy. We are so lazy that our brains go into the shredder when it comes to real practical issues. Some issues that should be ongoing discussion, but we don't have these discussions because we feel one is better than the other. Some know all but have not read a book or even did simple research. I mean, it's insanity. I see right now what we're doing as a collective. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. We got to do better. And we're going to do better. Regardless if you get the reparation or not. You should have to push the initiative at the end of the day to get what is yours. Don't be stagnant at all. I mean, because sitting back and hope that somebody's going to give it to you and you're not fighting nothing about it, you pay what you get. Get me? I want to give a shout out to Cerulean Gray because he does some great works. And as soon as I get some of the what he has did on his other streams, I will do shows on those, and I will put his stream lab on the chat room for those to donate to the Gray Regime. They are doing countless works for the collective of people here, and their work should not be overlooked. It should be paid attention and keep an eye out because the works he's doing is going to change the mindset of Black people. I know because the man brings a different element here on this YouTube stream. And one element I find what he does, he's getting you Negroes to think, which is a very weakness we have as collective. And what I just read, we have to be do more thinking. We have to be thinkers again, especially if you are Black men, where you want to call yourself in these little stupid pills, black pill, red pill, blue pill, these nonsense. You're not a pill. That's not the pharmacy, niggers. Get me? So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna open this up. So I'm gonna pass the links. Stand by. For those who want to come up. If anybody wants the link in the chat room, please let me know now. Say yes or something. I might just open up the Discord for those who got Discord. Anybody got Discord in the chat room? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to send out the links now. And I'm probably going to read these chat rooms after some people get on. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. I think I sent it. Oh, who else I forgot? Oh, snap. What was I saying? Okay. All right. So everything is sent from what I'm seeing. I'm not sure if my internet went down, but let me check. No, it's working. Okay, good. Okay. Let me check if I'm still online. I think stopped. Let's go double check that. I'm not sure the internet kicked me off. Let me just check. Sorry about that, people. I think I might have been dropped. And make sure. Okay, I got somebody that buzzed me in.
What up, Chaos?
And this is why you called him to tell. Let me check something.
Are y'all on a stream right now?
Yeah, it looks like I'm still on. And this is why you called him to tell. Let me check something.
Are y'all on a stream right now?
Yeah, it looks like I'm still on. And this is why you called him to tell. Let me check something. Oh!
Are y'all on a stream right now?
Yeah, yes, I'm on stream. Hold on a second. 1 second, 1 second.
What up?
Let me get my headphones. Sorry. I'm using my mic. I didn't know somebody was on here. 1 second.
This is why Hold on, let me pause my other video. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, yeah. You just popped up because let me mute my line myself 1 second. Let me just address this. Yeah, I just had to switch on to my my device to check the chat room when I was sharing the links. So you're the first one that came up. Welcome, Mike.
Thanks. Hey, are you on your stream? Because I just hit the Hangout thing.
Yeah, we are live now.
Oh, got you. What channel are you on? What is your YouTube stream? The link, because
this is Chaos Reign channel.
Got you.
Chaos Reign.
Hold on, let me come in there.
If you want, yeah. See, you can type it up. I should be on YouTube if you type it up.
Yeah.
The spelling is CHAOSREIGN. You see me?
Yeah. Hold on, let me get there. I was watching, man, Suge going in right now on O'Shea.
The boxer?
Huh?
The boxer? Suge? The boxer?
Yeah, I don't know. No, Suge, whatever the guy that Taz and Suge was getting into it.
Why is he going at O'Shea?
Because O'Shea told him to go somewhere else today with his I guess he got on O'Shea's stream and they was talking about something else. And O'Shea told him to go somewhere else with that. and so Suge going in right now, man.
Well, that's foolishness. I don't
Yeah,
waste
that's what
time
I'm
on that.
saying. So that's why that noise that was in the background when I joined, I was listening to that, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, man, like these people. I came here to try to help people. I can That's what I'm doing on YouTube, man, trying to get people not to act like
Mhm.
some of the stuff I've been seeing lately.
Mhm. You see, my presence on here, because I've been doing content creating now for it's gonna be 7 months in first week of July, I believe. And it is very much a experience per se. A very slow growth because the things that I'm doing is not likable. It's not entertainment. You get me, Mike?
Yes, sir.
It's pretty much boring if you think about it. And this is what my mission even be on here. That I would say what stamp I'm trying to leave here. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we'll talk about some ratchet once in a while, but the most important thing I come on is to deal with the information and deal with subject matters or talk about things that's not been talked about. Even go as far as do book readings. I try to make this more of a thinking and to really get out of the nonsense. We got cable TV for that. YouTube is now becoming cable, as you notice now. You know, so
Yep.
when they start the what they call it, the what's the word? The purge of this YouTube platforms, right? They're doing it just to get rid of the not only the nonsense, but just get rid of that's either saying some real stuff or saying some stupid shit. It's one or the other. Why? Because they really want to get control of this platform, so that way when people bring some real information, real content, you're not gonna find it. You get me?
Yes, sir.
And not only not gonna find it, but now they're gonna lull you back to sleep, which a lot of majority of people, especially our people, want to be. Today, subject, if you tuned for the very first time, if you're a subscriber, and I hope you go back to the playback of this, I did a look into African education and imperialist schools. And the reason why I mentioned this because it was something I was reading today. And as I said, well, let me do a stream on this. And lo and behold, it goes into what was I did last week in regards to language. It was like the open panel, and the people that were on my panel, they were talking about ebonics. And someone will rationalize saying how it was a stupid language is not important. But I'm thinking when I was reading that one of the things that most people don't understand and grasp is English. The English language is entire. A lot of us we speak it, but we don't master this. We don't know this language. This language is a code, just like anything else. The only thing ADOS people mastered in this country is they took the language that was forced on and had to manipulate it to make it of their own. Now we could say it's a slang, a dialect, also, but nonetheless, we took what was forced on us and made it a way so we could understand it. You get me?
Yep.
There are PhDs. There are people that scholars, even black people that said that the importance that this should be a first language for regular people that's descendants of slaves, and everything else should be second. And I did not, and I when I remember watching that video, and I remember Q was talking about us last week, I nothing wrong with most of our people learning that as a primary language first. Everything else should be second. Because if you look at the average mind of a person, especially black people, we do not speak English. We speak with a tone. When language is forced on us, we have to put it in a way we make a tone so it sounds, and we make the language straight point. And how I can prove this? I remember there was a book Amos was produced, the first book he put out, and it shows the difference between something that was written in what we call it, American English to something that's in Ebonics. And when I discovered, and this is years ago, when somebody speaks Ebonics, they say they're set this in a short term where it gets to the point. Unlike when you say something, write something in English, depending on how you express stuff, it can be long drawn and then ends with a sentence, and then you lose the essence of what the person was getting out. on the average. And I always say, why is that? Because the language is a coded language that you did, that's not yours. So when an American, European man, born or wherever, native to this land, when they speak the language, they have certain dictionaries. Some of them master the language so well, you find some of them that master well, they're able to use a word that you don't know unless you look up, right? Why is that? Because this is their coded language that we have never mastered. And he says that English, just like any weapon, you have to understand and master. Not as a primary language, but it should be a second language that you have to understand well, because the enemy used this as a weapon towards you. That's why when he's around people, ADOS people or black people in general, they always what they want to do, Mike. They want to know what they're always saying when they come up with a new slang term. Why they're so fast they know what black people say? Because they know the importance of language. Do you get me?
Mm-hmm.
It's good that they understand your tongue and you don't understand, because why? It's a weapon against an attack towards you. But we never grasp this. And the so-called educational system that we're under, we learn either the education system is and mind you, the education today is always retweaking itself, retooling itself. But the game still is same, to hold imperialistic and domination towards others. And the thing, hold on, let me get my charger. Oh, thing's gonna die.
Well, hey, can
The
you
thing
post
that
the link to your channel on the Hangout? Because I can't. I keep
all right,
finding
I can do that.
everything else.
All right, give me a second. I was gonna plug my thing up because my battery's about to die. Give me a second. Yeah, I could do that. Matter of fact, let me do that now since you're here. Yes. I'm about to go to my channel now. But do you have a YouTube channel, Mike? I'm not sure what
Yes,
you talk
sir.
about on your channel.
Yeah.
If you could explain to people that's listening first time, what you normally do.
Yeah. I mean, I do like a life coaching, self improvement, just mentoring.
Okay. Mentor youth or just men in general of any age?
Youth, because I'm a barber. Like I'm a now part-time barber. I used to be I used to have my own shop and whatnot. So and I'm adopted and whatnot. So I've been through a lot. The foster care system, and I've been in the military and everything. So I got a lot of life experience, and I just want to pass on some truths about life that I found out, some the hard way, and some through reading and education and experience, man. So you're just trying to pass that on to these young guys coming up. See if we can't, make a difference. If you can fix one, you know what I'm saying? If I can help one person do better in life, then that's all that matters.
Do you see in the chat on the Hangout right now? I post something. Tell me if you found it.
Hold on, I see.
I'm not sure if you're on your phone or your computer, depending on what device you're using.
Well, I'm using my computer to look at the Hangout.
I said something on the Hangout right now. You're in the Hangout with me right now, so it should pop up in this little Hangout. For a sec, I don't have you on now. Tell me if you found it.
Let me see. I'm trying to look
at life coach. Okay. Yeah.
So it's you and Sam Semantic, right? You got you and Sam Semantic, or Sam. I see Sam Semantic, right?
No,
is that the Hangout you talk about?
No, give me 1 second. No, it is. You're not gonna get it from here. I don't think you're aware of this. So let me do this. Post them on the Hangout right now. Send a message, and I'll just share it there.
All right. So I put a little
link
in
you
there.
click on. The click you click on. There we go. All right. So let me do this.
Oh, there we go. All right.
And click on it, and you can subscribe. Optional. You don't have to, but it's optional.
Yeah, nah, man. Anytime I come across brothers doing work, I like to subscribe and hear what you got going on, man.
And well, I try.
You might have something that could help. People that they might ask me a question. If I can't answer it, it's good to know somebody who can. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Cool. I respect that. Yeah. So that is the the normal goal right now. And like I told people, and most people never knows. It's not like I create this donation called Cash App right now. It's the only donation right now. People have that they could. That I told people many times when I started this that I'm not only doing this content, but I'm going to create like a donation because time and energy I put in, is valuable. Some people might not see it, but I put in the time and energy, and I would love to be compensated. You know what I'm saying? Whatever can, either people, give a comment, share, and probably donate to the channel, whatever is suited, because, and one thing that I came to my understand is this, that most people, if they care for something, they support, just like if I support a lot of these guys' streams, and they're in the right for mine to ask for support because people understand to speak on this airways and to be freely minded, especially people that's make a living, and some people are making a living us, that they should have the right to do it without their voice being censored.
Right.
If you look at all the other content that done it and people have donate, it's like this: you have to donate to something that is beneficial. If you feel that fuckery is beneficial and you donate, okay, by all means, go ahead. But I want people to invest just as much money into the fuckery to other streams that can be educational. I might want to tone down the cussing at times, but I try. No, I don't seem like that. But I tell people many times that this is educational, and people should be just as. Hold on a second. They should donate to the cause like anything else. Hold on. 1 second. Let me just do this. Hold on. Stay all right. Let me see what's going on here. I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, so I tell people donate to their cause. Hello, Mike Skinner. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, oh shit. Let me put back the Cash App again. Yeah, and like always, I tell people many times, I probably tell you this, every time when I do the video, I always tell people this, I always change the format to always, how people say like, comment, subscribe, and all this nonsense. I do the inverse. I say you must comment, subscribe, and like the video. Why I say comment? Because feedback is always important to anything you do. You will know firsthand, Mike, when you do a quick session or a stream or like a short video, you want to see people's feedback, how they're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because why? And people don't say why purpose? Because transparency is the key for growth. I mean, I might not know all, and depending on how direction I'm going, I would like to see if it's changed your life. Do you respect the information, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever? I like to see that more than anything else. And eventually there might be a little tweak improvement. But like I said, if I don't see no feedback, that tells me there's stagnation and that people either are watching it or they just don't care. It's one or the other. People don't understand that, when most people do these videos and you read the comments, you can see where people's minds at, how they feel about the information. You follow me? Some people say, I experienced, and then what you said I was able to get out of my situation, or I don't like this and I'm having trouble what to do. This is where the time people should be able to express what's on their mind for everything they see. You know, that's why I want people to take the opportunity when they go through any video, whether it's ratchet or not, express how it made you feel after watch that. You know, I want people to start thinking it. You know, as a life coach, that's fine. You want people that's having issues with their life to express their feelings. You know, that might require a consultation. Who knows? You get me?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, feedback is the most important thing. More important than goal. Because once I see people bring the feedback, then I know where you're at. Follow me? And that's what I start doing. I don't want these people to just watch the video or don't pay attention and just leave it. No, you're going to go back to this, ladies and gentlemen. But there's always something that's going to pop up that you didn't know, and this will be on your mind. Especially if you subscribe, you go back and say, you know, this video when you talk about education, I'm having issue with my child with this, and I don't know what to do, how to educate my child. I will probably assist you in some way if I can. The point is, I want to get the best results as to where some majority of people are at. You know, we can't sit there constantly every day be on here or anything we like and complain about the problem. The problem is not going to be addressed by whining about it. You'll be on that wheel forever. You have to take some actions within life to correct it. You know, I do this just to bring out not only information but a sense of maybe clarity, or depending on the information, a simple solution you could take now. I remember Mr. the Gray Regime revealed certain information about this feminist stuff that I did not still have an understanding. I knew it to a degree, but the way how he did it, it solidified that everything that most people are doing, the talking points, they're parrots, Mike. Hell, we got some brothers on here coming on regular streams and reciting certain things, and they feel, not all, but enough of them feel they know it all, and they think they're better than the next man or woman. But we find out when people ask the simple questions from these individuals, either man or woman, in the end, they don't, it doesn't reflect of what they really know. And it brings them in a corner, which most of them fall themselves every time. When the right question is asked, and that's what I want people to be at, you know. You have to ask the right questions to get the right answers. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Do y'all feel me, people? Especially in the chat room or anybody here?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want y'all. Because we don't ask, we as people, we don't ask rarely any questions. Hell, we don't even fact check some of the information we do, which is another problem. A big problem. We use these terms on each other, from pookies and ray-rays and lames, and we use the same talking points that was developed by a munch or woman, Michelle Wallace, which she created back in the 70s. And we're in 40 years now using the same talk points that a black female created, which is a lesbian woman, back then, to represent black people, especially black males. It shows the idiocy and the lack of transparency are on our point as men, when we're not really fact checking them. We're not using logic anymore. We're not even using critical thinking to the words we're saying, which is a problem. This is why we get ourselves in certain sticky situations, because we're not thinking anymore. We like to be parrots, regurgitate every little thing. I try to make a conscious effort not to repair it much of anything. And sometimes I might be following, I might parrot certain things, but as I grow and learn, that I have to make a conscious effort to really slow that down. If there is some information that will validate where I'm getting the same thinking and talk points, I will investigate it. I can't speak for the next man, because most of them will not do that. They like to sit there and continue the parrot talk until somebody destroy them on their talking points. And here's the funny thing about it, Mike. I know you be on these panels like I be on them sometimes too. Yeah, have you noticed when you start challenge other brothers on the same talk points, and they feel that they're not making sense to the point where they're caught up on their bullshit, that they start go and use shaming tactics. You ever
Yeah,
notice that?
I've been seeing that a lot lately, man.
So it tells you as a man, you have to be firm and be honest with yourself that what you really don't know and that you were caught. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let your ego. This is why with the ego, us, we have to keep that in control because it will get the best of us. We should be in these spaces to learn and grow. We should not be here to say we know it all. That's stupidity. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna be around people that feel that they know it all and be around their circle. Because that's stupid. No one knows it all. I'm constantly growing as a girl, just like you. How the hell me as a man gonna say I know all the information? Even if I read a few books in here, like I know how the world works. No, the world is a complex thing. It's ever changing and it's getting more wicked as time progresses. Hell, some don't even know how the world really works. You've been in the military, you know how the world works. Being in the service.
Yeah, I know how. I would say not the world. I've seen a lot of different things going on in the world, and I agree that what we believe or what we think we know, we don't. We only know a piece of a small piece of a large puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way I see it. That's why I did my 9 years in the military and got out. I was supposed to only do 4, but I learned some new things and messed around, had a family and whatnot. So I stayed in for another go around, and
5 years.
I yeah I did another 5 years after my first enlistment. So I got to do,
Okay.
do some more traveling, go see some more of the world, man, and it just affirmed what I learned in the first 4 years.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering why you did this the whole 10 years, like through a decade would be much better, wouldn't it be?
No, the way that the military works is you do enlistments. It's usually 4 years. I was in the Air Force, um,
Okay.
and it's usually a 4 year enlistment. But I got to do I got to become like a special case because I did when I was stationed in Japan, um, I did what's the name of it? Is pretty much where I was gonna stay in Japan. I'm from Hawaii,
Mm-hmm.
so I was gonna stay in Japan until a spot in Hawaii opened up,
Okay.
and so um, I forget the name they call it, but pretty much it just allowed me to extend year by year until Hawaii came up. That way, they didn't have to move me and move somebody else to Japan. It saved the Air Force a few $1,000s. So because I was an NCO.
Mm-hmm. NCO, okay. I forgot what that was. NCO. Non-combatant.
Non-commissioned officer, a sergeant.
Okay.
I was a staff sergeant in the Air Force, and so
Mm-hmm.
for them to move me from Japan to another base and move somebody from another base to Japan, and usually NCOs got families and whatnot, so it would have cost the Air Force some money to move the housing goods, the cars, and all that, and then do the paperwork and then pay for the hotel stays and all that. It's cheaper to just let me stay there, knowing that when I leave, what I'm saying, like they already got somebody in that position. So unless I make rank, then that's a spot they don't have to fill.
I see. I see. That's good. Good. Well, like what they call the Great Falkland Plan, like Cerulean and Charles that developed this plan, they wanted to really push more black men into the military because for the last, I would say, 18 to 19 years, I think since 2001, most black men, they were in the highest, like 35%. Majority of the military was black men. And it dropped from 35 to, I'm not sure if you know the percentage now. I think it's like 12, 13%. No, actually, it's 13% now. Yes, I think I'm right. The same as the population of so-called ADOS people here in America, black people. That's not a good sign in my mind, because if you were 35 means you could have been up to 35 to close to almost half of the military. which really military should be mostly black men anyway, because we are better creatures at it. But that's another story. But yeah, yeah. So certain things with policy stepped in to really start reducing numbers of black men in the military, which is really needed, because if you look at since 2001 and the first 7 years, what has happened, you see the crash, financial and also housing happened in 2008, and depending what situation people were at the time, if some could have been the military and stuff, they felt the burden of the crash, because a lot of institutions that still gonna be here are EMTs, fire departments, police departments, and military. So with the plan that Charles Faulkner and Susan Gray created is really soundproof, and this I think is the only plan moving forward for most people if they want to grasp some point these institutions where the money is really funded and get the skills as well. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So you learn a lot. So good for you, man. So the path you're in now, stay on it. It's gonna pay off. Because it's needed in our community now, badly needed. But yeah. But other than that, Mike, I will end tonight's session. I appreciate you coming on here. I hope to see you again in the next stream, hopefully, and I'll probably have some subject matter that people, if they catch the stream, have something to say. But like always, I welcome newcomers. You feel me?
All right.
Any
Yes,
closing
sir.
remarks from your side?
Hey, man,
close?
keep doing what you're doing, man. Get your message out, because like I said, people need to hear the message of the people that are thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of, like you said, people are parroting only what they see, only what they know. So if they're on TV, or if they're only following one specific, little group in YouTube, or what the kids are learning in school, they only know that. When you tell a kid, for instance, an 18-year-old just graduated high school, okay, so you want a car and you want to move out? Well, okay, this is what I do daily. So you're gonna you have to pay for a house, your car, your insurance, your electricity, your water, and then you start adding that up, and now they got to pay $1,400 a month or more, and they're like, whoa, wait a minute, last year.
What state they're in too. Always put that as factor as well.
That's right. So it's like I said, you're a thinking man, so you putting out your information. You know what I'm saying? So somebody needs to hear that. So we do have this platform for now. We'll see how it goes with YouTube and all that.
Oh yeah. But I think the future is there. It is there. I see bright lights. I see things. I don't see them in the negative. But I appreciate you on the stream. I appreciate everybody else that's on the stream. Please comment, subscribe, and like my stream. And donate too if you can. I appreciate it. But like always, let the chaos reign.